Before the Targaryens and their dragons, before the seven kingdoms were forged into one, the North was a realm unto itself, ruled by a line of kings as stark and unyielding as the land they governed. This is the story of House Stark, the kings of winter, whose legacy is written in ice and stone. Our tale begins in the Age of Heroes, a time shrouded in myth some 8,000 years ago. It was an era of giants, children of the forest, and legendary figures. Among them was a man named Brandon. But he wasn't just any Brandon. He was Brandon the Builder. Legend says he raised the most formidable fortress in all of Westeros, Winterfell. He also built the Wall, that colossal barrier of ice and magic designed to protect the realms of men from the darkness that lurked beyond. From this legendary founder, a dynasty was born. The Starks became the kings of winter, their reign stretching from the neck all the way to the shivering lands of the far north. For millennia, the Starks ruled the north not just with strength, but with a unique sense of honor. While other kingdoms were in constant turmoil, the Starks commanded the loyalty of their bannermen through respect, not fear. Houses like the Boltons, the Umbers, and the Karstarks, though fierce and independent, bent the knee to the direwolf banner. The Starks were known for their resilience. They weathered countless invasions, from the Andal warriors who swept across the rest of Westeros to the ironborn reavers who plagued their coasts. They weren't just kings, they were protectors. Their words, "Winter is coming," weren't a threat, but a solemn reminder, promised that they would always be prepared for the hardships ahead, standing as the first line of defense for their people. This ancient line of kings held fast until a new power arrived in Westeros. Aegon the Conqueror and his dragons descended upon the continent, and one by one the old kingdoms fell. Tormund Stark, the king in the north at the time, marched his army south to face this new threat. But when he saw Aegon's 3 massive dragons and his vast army, he made a choice that would echo through history. Instead of sacrificing his men in a hopeless inferno, Tormund Stark knelt. He surrendered his crown, saving his people from fire and blood. From that day forward, he was known as the King Who Knelt, and the Starks became wardens of the North, their loyalty sworn to the Iron Throne. For nearly 300 years, the Starks upheld their oath. They served the Targaryen kings, governing the North with the same steadfast honor they had always shown. But this era of relative peace was shattered during the reign of the Mad King, Aerys, when Prince Rhaegar Targaryen allegedly abducted Lyanna Stark. Her brother Brandon rode to King's Landing demanding justice. The Mad King responded with unimaginable cruelty, executing both Brandon and his father, Lord Rickard Stark, in a horrific public display. This brutal act ignited a firestorm across the Seven Kingdoms. Lord Eddard Stark, now the head of his house, joined his childhood friend Robert Baratheon and Jon Arryn in open rebellion. This bloody conflict, known as Robert's Rebellion, ended the Targaryen dynasty and placed Robert on the Iron Throne. Ned Stark, a man who never sought power, returned to Winterfell, hoping for a life of peace. But peace, it seems, was never meant to last for the Starks. Years later, after the suspicious death of Jon Arryn, King Robert journeyed north to ask his old friend Ned to become Hand of the King. Reluctantly, Ned accepted, leaving his home for the Viper's Nest of King's Landing. This decision set in motion a tragic chain of events that would nearly destroy his family. Ned's unwavering honor was no match for the political intrigue and treachery of the capital. His investigation into the Queen's secrets led to his own execution, a shocking event that plunged the Seven Kingdoms into the chaos of the War of the Five Kings. The fall of House Stark was swift and brutal. Robb Stark, the young wolf, was crowned king in the north and won every battle he fought, but he lost the war through a fatal political misstep. His tragic end at the Red Wedding, alongside his mother Catelyn and many of his loyal bannermen, was a betrayal so vile it became infamous throughout the world. Winterfell, their ancestral home, was sacked and burned. Sansa Stark became a pawn in the games of powerful and cruel men, while Arya Stark, presumed dead, embarked on a dark journey of survival and revenge across East. Bran, crippled and hunted, travelled beyond the Wall on a mystical quest, and Rickon, the youngest, was forced into hiding. For a time, it seemed the direwolf of House Stark had been slain for good. But the North remembers. The Stark children, though scattered and broken, endured. They survived impossible odds, each growing stronger in their own way. Sansa learned the Game of Thrones, transforming from a naive girl into a shrewd political player. Arya became a deadly, faceless assassin, honing her skills to avenge her family. Bran transcended his physical limitations to become the Three-Eyed Raven, a being with knowledge of the past, present, and future. And Jon Snow, raised as a bastard but a Stark in spirit, rose through the ranks of the Night's Watch, eventually uniting the wildlings and the northern houses to face a far greater threat, the Night King and his army of the dead. The Battle of the Bastards saw Jon and Sansa reclaim their home, raising the direwolf banner over Winterfell once more. The long night that followed tested their resilience to its absolute limit, as the living fought the dead for the fate of the world. In the end, it was a Starcarrier who delivered the final blow, ending the ancient threat. Through fire, betrayal, and impossible loss, the Starks not only survived, but were reborn. Sansa became the Queen in the North, finally winning her people their hard-fought independence. Bran, the boy who fell, became Bran the Broken, King of the Six Kingdoms. And Arya set sail to discover what lies west of Westeros. The Pack survived. From the Age of Heroes to the dawn of a new era, the story of House Stark is a testament to honor, resilience, and the enduring strength of family. Winter came for them, and they faced it just as they always had. Thank you so much for watching this journey through the history of House Stark. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. Let us know in the comments which great house you'd like to see us cover next. Until then, remember, the North remembers.